Hi, welcome to this video. In today's video, I'm going to do very nice integral set as I square root of 1 minus x squared dx, the bound from 0 to 1. Okay, this is straightforward integral. It's not challenged integral, but just we are doing this integral to learn the techniques of integration. Okay, go ahead, pause this video if you would like to give it a try to this problem. When you're ready, come back to see the full solution. Okay, let's get into the solution now. So as you see here, this integral I equal to from 0 to 1 square root of 1 minus x squared dx. Okay, now if you want to do the, but if you try to do that by parts here, it would not, it doesn't gonna work. So this integral is not gonna work. This integral, it's the best way to solve this integral. We are going to use by substitution, because by part is not gonna work here, because the square root makes us problem, because we need to have another function. This function, when you derive this function, you will have the square root in the denominator. So the challenge, the integral will become more challenged at that point. Okay, so what we have, the best way we do now, set x equal to sine theta. Okay, so if you derive this one, you have dx, you will have dx equal to cosine theta. Okay, d theta. Now for bounds, so if you have x equal to 0, that means theta equal to 0 as well. If you have x equal to 1, that means theta equal to pi over 2. Okay, now I'm going to change this integral into another new integral in terms of theta. So I integral become from 0 to pi over 2. Okay, square root of 1 minus sine square theta multiply by dx, which is cosine theta d theta. Okay, now as you know, we have the trigonometry formula. We have cosine square theta plus sine square theta equal to 1. Okay, this is what we have to apply. This, I'm going to replace this one. The reason why we have chosen x equal to sine theta or cosine theta, because there is a relationship between sine and cosine. This one will have from 0 to pi over 2 I integral from 0 to pi over 2. Now this term equal to cosine square theta, as we have in this equation. So cosine square theta, okay, is multiplied by cosine theta d theta, okay, from 0 to pi over 2. So now from 0 to pi over 2, now I'm going to take the cosine theta out of this square root. When we take off the absolute value, we are going to put the positive sign, because we know cosine theta from 0 to pi over 2 is positive. If we have theta from pi over 2 to pi, this one is turned negative. You have to put minus in the front of this cosine theta. Okay, so cosine theta multiplied by another cosine theta here, cosine theta d theta, which is from 0 to pi over 2 cosine square theta d theta. Okay, now I'm going to transfer this cosine square theta to enter on the form of cosine 2 theta, because we cannot integrate while having the square here. Okay, so now we know cosine 2 theta equal 2 times cosine 2 theta minus 1. Okay, because cosine to theta is cosine theta multiplied by cosine theta, which is cosine square theta, minus sine square theta. Minus square theta, we are going to apply this formula. At the end, we will arrive to this expression, okay? So what happened now, I'm going to replace cosine square theta by this one, which is cosine square theta equal to cosine to theta plus 1 over 2, okay? So now my integral become from 0 to pi over 2, okay? 1 over 2 cosine to theta plus 1 d theta, okay? So now I have this one. Now we were at this expression. We have from 0 to pi over 2, 1 over 2 cosine to theta plus 1 d theta. What I'm going to do now, I'm taking this 1 over 2. I'm taking this 1/2 outside of this integral. I will have 1 over 2 from 0 to pi over 2 cosine to theta, okay, plus 1 d theta. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to split this integral into two integrals, okay? So I will have I equal to 1 over 2 from 0 to pi over 2 cosine to theta d theta. I'm going to put them separately in order to avoid the errors, okay? So I will have 1 over 2 from 0 to pi over 2 d theta, okay? So this one, 1 over 2, I'm going to find out the primitive of this one. So this one, I will have 1 over 2 sine to theta from 0 to pi over 2, okay, always. So now a plus 1 over 2. So this one is simple, straightforward, this one, because it's just pi over 2. The primitive of this one, which is theta from 0 to pi over 2, okay? So this one, as you know, 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2, which is 1 over 4, okay? Sine, I'm going to plug now pi over 2 into this one. I will have sine of pi minus sine of 0. Sine of pi minus sine of 0 plus 1 over 2. This one pi over 2 minus 0. Okay? So now sine pi equal to 0. So my sine of 0 equal to 0, the whole thing equal to 0. So this one I will have only this integral left, which is pi over 4. Pi over 4. Okay? So the integral I equal to pi over 4. Okay? So I have done with this problem. Thank you for watching. I will see you in next video. Bye.